Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video on NIO stock. Now NIO stock over the last couple of days has been moving in a really impressive manner. Today we've seen the stock being down by nearly 4%, 3.94 to be exact. However, this is not all too bad, especially considering the current state of the market. Please have a look across the board. We've seen the Dow Jones being down by 0.7, we are seeing the S&P being down by 0.4, Nasdaq down by 0.22, Russell down by almost 1%. Everything has been red today. A lot of the stocks and a lot of the cryptos that we've been looking at on the channel are also red. So this is not particularly the worst thing in the world. If anything, it's quite interesting with NIO here because we are actually holding on to some of this strength. Now it's quite interesting because in the last couple of weeks, I was a little bit apprehensive with the potential direction of the stock, in the sense that yes, we had this lovely pattern forming here. However, historically, or in recent weeks at least, we've seen a lot of volatility and failed to break out. However, this time things were different. Whilst this pattern actually failed us downwards, this sort of head and shoulders pattern, we quickly recovered and actually went significantly higher. Now the question is, where do things go from here? And of course guys, please do remember I am not a financial advisor. This video is not financial advice, but if you do enjoy it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, but always do your own research. Anyway, NIO, like I say, a lot of volatility here over the past couple of months, so you have got that to factor in. Just look at the 3-month here, and now you can see how much we are up. Not too long ago, prices were at $3. Now we're seeing them almost 100% higher, all the way up at $6.70. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that things are potentially finished here. However, what I would say is now, just like what we saw, and I need to really go into the 5-day chart for this one, we need some more consolidation. Now you'll see, yeah, we had that recovery. Like I say, we went to those lows, we came back up, but on every single step we took a little bit of time to consolidate and find a little bit of ground before racing up. Now you can make an argument that we are seeing the same thing. Now, towards the end of the day, slight bit of downwards pressure, not all too much, but it did carve out a new low for the day, I do believe. And this is obviously going to be something to pay attention to in the next day or so. We're going to need to see if this can begin to hold, if it can begin to find a new base here, but really consolidation is going to be key. That is if we don't see a further jump up. Now, of course, with the market being the way it is right now, a small drop which is also some consolidation, again, maybe something like this, maybe something like this, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. You know, that would not be bad, especially if things do continue to move down in the markets more broadly. However, you know, you've also got to be very attentive to the fact that just a few days ago, this stock was priced in the $4 range. Now we're touching nearly, the $6 or even $7 range. So a big increase, right? A very big increase. And there are a lot of bullish factors around NIO. I absolutely would agree. I think this is a stock with absolutely great potential. We've seen it in the past. We could see it again here. But on the upside, right, if we have another explosive day, or even if we slowly move up there, a few key levels to watch out for. We're going to need to break above 655, 650. We're going to need to then break above 670, 671. That is, of course, the level that we've had the most resistance at and the level that we had the highest resistance at. They are the key levels to pay attention to. But really, if there was something that I was looking for more than anything, it's probably downside momentum. Avoid it and we're very good. A little bit of it and things aren't too bad. But a lot of it, and we could be looking to go down to the 550 range, maybe something like that. Of course, the higher this goes, the more risk there is. This should obviously go without saying. But you know, this is a solid stock, potentially. A solid stock for long-term potential. Does that mean that I would buy now? Personally, I would definitely wait a couple of days to see. Like I say, NIO does have this tendency of seeing massive breakouts, which really is what this is, before crashing down significantly. I mean, really, we do see this in NIO quite often. We see these massive runs up before, well, quite a lot of downside, right? Now, that's not to say this is going to happen here, but it's something that we have seen in the past, and it's absolutely something to be paying attention to. So just keep that in mind, I would say. For me personally, I wouldn't be buying at these highs. I'd wait to see if we see a little bit more consolidation, if we drop slightly. However, if we see more days of upside, and if you have that risk aversion, maybe it could be a good play here, right? There is a lot of long-term potential. It just depends on how you want to strategize this one, how long you want to be in for, and what you see here. But I think there is a possibility, realistically, in the next few days and weeks that this one could drop a bit further. If that is to happen, then there are opportunities to possibly buy at better prices. But do remember, I am not a financial advisor, so you're going to have to make up your own mind. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.